Lessons from the Blindside, number 142. Welcome back. Today we'll be looking at the Gospel of John to learn the lesson on teachability. So let's get started. John 9:8-16. At this, his neighbors and those who had formerly seen him begging began to ask, "Isn't this the man who used to sit and beg?" Some claimed that he was, but others said, "No, he just looks like him." But the man kept saying, "I am the one." "How then were your eyes opened?" they asked. He answered, "The man they call Jesus made some mud and anointed my eyes, and he told me to go to Siloam and wash. So I went and washed and received my sight." "Where is he?" they asked. "I do not know," he answered. They brought to the Pharisees the man who had been blind. Now the day on which Jesus had made the mud and opened his eyes was a Sabbath. So the Pharisees also asked him how he had received his sight. The man answered, "He put mud on my eyes, and I washed, and now I can see." Because of this, some of the Pharisees said, "This man is not from God, for he does not keep the Sabbath." But others said, "How can a sinful man perform such signs?" And there was division among them. My thoughts. The religious leaders were so engrossed with the law that they missed the lawgiver. They had become so fixated on the secondary that they became blind to the primary. This is the downfall of pride. A person becomes so sure of themselves that when the easy right answer slaps them in the face, it is unrecognizable. This gross error can happen to all of us, but especially to those who are in professions of precision. You have to get things right, and you work so hard at doing so that you begin to believe you are the only one with the right answers. From scientists to college professors to generals to doctors, and especially the religious, it is the potential blind spot of every expert. This is why it is essential for us as disciple makers to stay humble and teachable. The moment we think we are experts and stop learning is the moment we cease to be good disciples of Jesus ourselves. We need to strive to stay humble enough to even be taught by our students. My story. I was sure I had him dead to rights. We had been arguing about a point for some minutes when I pinned him to the mat. He had been trying to convince me that it was every disciple's goal to become just like Jesus. Preposterous, right? I confidently retorted, "Jesus was God. He raised people from the dead." I had him on the run now. I was a seminary grad and a pastor. He was just a layman. His calm look and hushed question was like running into a wall at 90 miles an hour. And no other human raised a person from the dead, right? Rats! It was a reversal of my intellectual headlock, and I was the one now receiving the 10 count. Of course, Elijah, Elisha, Peter, and Paul all raised people from the dead. As humility traded places with overconfidence, the teacher was now being taught by the underling. I was now teachable and would soon learn from many others, including Jesus himself, that discipleship was indeed the process of becoming more like the Master. Matthew 10:24-25, Luke 6:40, Romans 8:29, 1 John 2:6. Humble pie is very nourishing if digested properly. Stay teachable. Our action plan. Now it's time for application. Here's some ideas. Are you still learning or just in a teaching-only mode? Do you ask questions from a curiosity stance or just to instruct? When was the last time you learned something from those you are mentoring? Most of the religious leaders of Jesus' day thought they had it all figured out. It is imperative we don't fall into the same trap. Let's commit ourselves to being lifelong learners and never think someone is too young or uneducated to teach us. Organic writing. No artificial intelligence or sweeteners added.